What's more important than danger messages coming from the tissues of the body is what your brain thinks those danger messages mean. And that's a really important reality. That you might need danger messages coming from the tissues of the body to be alerted to an event. But what your brain thinks those messages mean is more important. Now, we would hope that if those danger messages are being triggered by a dangerous situation, we would hope that the brain concludes, yes, this is a dangerous situation and you need protecting. And that is normally what happens. But have a think about this reality and then have a think about your back scan report. Has anyone had an X-ray, a CAT scan or an MRI on their spine? Raise your hand. Okay, so maybe half of you, a bit more. You probably got the report that's in an envelope that says confidential, only to be opened by your doctor, and you opened it. Am I right? Yeah. And then you read it. And it says things like degeneration. It says things like you have a broad-based disc bulge pressing on your thecal sac. And you might not necessarily know what a thecal sac is. What information you get from the report changes what this danger messages mean. So we've just finished an experiment with 400 people that shows that if we give them their report and we explain that those things mean normal age-related adaptations, they have less pain when they bend over than if we don't explain that. So the danger message from the body is critical, but what it means is more critical. If you've had knee X-rays, if you like, and someone has made the mistake of saying to you, it's bone on bone in there, that says danger. That's a critical determinant of meaning. So I would suggest to all of the health professionals I ever come in contact with, unless it is bone on bone in there, which you probably really need to go in with an arthroscope to have a look, and it's almost certainly not the case, don't say it because it looks like it on an X-ray. Pain is not the only thing. So all of our things that we experience are determined by meaning, because the brain is creating these things. And I always use these slides, and I know some of you who have seen that TED Talk probably know this, but go with it, all right, because half of you haven't seen it. But just raise your hand if you think the square that's got A in it is darker than the square that's got B in it. Okay, great. If you really don't see it like that, you've got a neurological deficit. So your brain's not working properly. You should see this as darker than this. But if we take those out to the side, you'll see, hopefully, they're actually exactly the same. But your brain is changing the data for you based on what the whole package means together. And you can see this for yourself. One of the amazing things about this is what happens when you turn your head on your side. So turn your head right, or if you've got a sore neck, don't do this. Don't hit heads. Careful. If you get your head right over, right on the side, and your eyes vertically aligned, it still looks exactly the same. So if you stood on your head and looked at it upside down, it would still look exactly the same, because your brain is so capable at attributing meaning, and the experience that you get will reflect meaning. We did an experiment that relates to vision and how different information gives us meaning. We got a whole group of people who described themselves as normal individuals, but they did volunteer for a pain experiment. They're probably not normal. But in each situation, just think about what we did here. This is a very cold probe that goes on the back of their hand. And we did not tell them it was cold. We just told them it was a probe, and there might be different temperatures of the probe. And then we showed them at the same time either a red light, because red means hot and danger. Or for some of the trials, so some of these stimuli, we showed them a blue light. And blue means safety and cool. For every single stimulus they got, the probe was always the same temperature, real temperature. It was always minus 20 degrees, which is very cold, but not particularly dangerous for more than a few seconds. We asked them a lot of questions, but this is what they responded when we asked them about pain. So we said, did that hurt? And if it did, how much did it hurt? And you can see how much we rely on this horrible 0 to 10 scale that you all hate. Each line belongs to a person. Each person got, I think, about 10 different stimuli in each condition. And the fact that all of these lines, well, not all of them, most of them tend to go up in that direction, tells us that for nearly all of these supposedly normal people, the same stimulus with a red light hurts more than it does with a blue light because of the meaning. We've changed meaning. Now you can see this person here, this person here, they're idiots. Their brain doesn't process that meaning.